This is we're going to be the first 911 center in Georgia that will actually be able to receive a text message in lieu of a voice call if you have an emergency. And we'll roll this out on April 1st. About 2 years ago, the FCC entered into an agreement with the 4 major wireless providers that they would provide an interim solution for the hearing impaired, speech impaired, and folks who otherwise could not make a voice call to 911 to be able to send a text by mid-2014. And Verizon Wireless was the first provider to roll this out, and they made it available around the first of the year, and we're the first adopter in Georgia. So it'll be only for Verizon Wireless customers, but they will actually be able to put 911 into the recipient box of your text message, press send, and it will be delivered to the 911 center. As long as you're within Paulding County and you hit a cell tower that's directed into the county. We're not promoting this as a replacement for voice calls because, as you well know, text messaging is not as reliable as voice. You know, a text message can be delivered in 30 seconds or it could be delivered in 10 minutes. I mean, it's just not as reliable as a voice call. However, when you can't make a voice call, this is the next best thing. And so for the hearing impaired, for the speech impaired, for a person who's trapped in their closet during a burglary, a victim of a domestic who can't make a voice call because the suspect's in the other room, they now have a way to contact 911 center. It comes in on a dedicated line just like a 911 call, and it is handled by our operator just like a voice call, and we can send text messages back and forth. We do want to make sure that the public knows it is for general. Anybody can use it, but we are only promoting it under limited circumstances. We don't want to get away from voice calls because they're still the most responsible way of calling. It is only for emergencies. We won't handle non-emergency calls on the text system. So if we get a non-emergency text, we're going to have them call our non-emergency line. It's just like a 911 line. It's for emergencies only. Our motto for this is the nationwide motto. It's call if you can and text if you can't. And that's how we're going to promote this to the public.
Say that one more time.
Call if you can and text if you can't. And that's exactly how we want to roll this out, and we want everyone to know that it's available. But it's a last ditch if you can't call 911 any other way. That's how we're going to roll this out. So most likely the other carriers, this is Verizon only, so the other carriers will be available probably in mid-2014, June or July. And we expect that other 911 centers around us will start rolling this technology out fairly shortly. Once they do, then we'll be able to actually transfer text calls to them just like we do a 911 call. In the meantime, we have policies in place that if we receive a text call from a surrounding county, we'll go ahead and process that. And if they can't make a voice call, we'll make voice contact with that PSAP, and we'll relay the information to them so that there's no break in the emergency processing cycle. So we'll make sure that stays intact. We do have a public service announcement, and Jody and I were having some issues with the sound earlier, but I'll try and show you what we're going to put on channel 23. I would ask that you ignore the male actor lead role in this and just focus on what's the message. We'll make this work.
Paulding County E911 is an early adopter of SMS to 911, commonly known as text to 911.
This is what the screen will look like on our side.
M911 is a web-based service that allows PSAP call takers to communicate with reporting parties who are texting 911.
Gem 911 enables two-way texting with wireless subscribers. It allows any call taker at a PSAP to participate in any new or established texting session at the PSAP.
Thanks to Jody, I don't know if she's in the room, but Jody and Jeff
She's back there
in the other room.
Yeah.
Jody and Jeff did the production on this, and they did a great job. They came out, and we, of course, to get that 30-second spot, they had to film me talking for about an hour or so before I got it
It's
right.
the actors.
You know, it's true. But we're very happy to roll this out. This is a huge step forward for our hearing impaired and our speech impaired communities. Normally, they would have contacted 911 through a TDD, which is a telecommunications device for the deaf, or through a relay service. Now, text is the preferred communications for hearing impaired and speech impaired community, and now they'll be able to text emergency calls to us. So it's a very important step forward. The next thing that I'd like to tell you about is our SafeTown website. We don't have the public service announcement, but we've been working on that for about a year now. SafeTown is a website that will, it is linked back to our 911 center. The web address is paulding.ga.safetown.org. And if you go to that website, you can browse and see what SafeTown's all about. But what it lets you do is that you can go in and you can set up a community, a household profile. And in that profile, you can upload photographs of your family, medical information, pictures of your house. You can upload profiles even for your pets. And when we get a 911 call from your home phone number or your cell phone number, that information is presented to our call takers. A little button lights up on our screen and tells us there's information available. And when we bring that information up, we can then relay that to the responders. So if you can imagine a situation where we're responding to a structure fire and we have information that tells us there's a bedridden patient in the house, we have that ahead of time, and the responders will know about it before they arrive on scene. If you have an autistic child, there's countless ways that information that you can put in these profiles that we can then, Alzheimer's patients, medical information that we can relay to responders before they get there. You can also put the photographs of your family members, and we've had several instances where people have been out of town and someone has been at their house, and when the officers got there, they have no idea whether the person's a resident or not. And in this case, we can have actually photographs of who belongs in the house that we can get out to the responders. So you can go to SafeTown, paulding.ga.safetown.org, and fill out the community profile, or your household profile. And there's another section of that website called Community Alerts. And the Community Alerts is a map that displays active calls for service as they are dispatched and as they are closed. And when we dispatch a call for service, it pops up on the map with the details of the call. And then when we close it, the call goes away. And we have certain calls that are posted. So if you want to know what the traffic's like, if there's any accidents on the route that you're planning to go, you can look up there and see if there's any accidents on the map that have been displayed. We don't display our priority 1 call, so we won't display armed robberies in progress and such as that, because we don't want to give clues that we're on our way. But we do display the priority 3 calls, the lower priority calls, which affect traffic and general movement around the county. So.
In those community alerts, is that include Amber?
The Amber Alert is separate. This is straight off of our CAD system. Now, if we enter a missing child, then it would show up on that map. Okay. But it's totally different from an Amber Alert. This is local, just to Paulding County. It's what we put into our CAD system and our responders dispatch to every day. So you can go back and look at like the last 24 hours of historical information, and you can see where the fires and medical calls and stuff like that were. But it's a pretty
this is at paulding.ga.safetown.org?
Yes, sir. paulding.ga.safetown.org. And that service will expand as we're just now rolling it out. So it'll grow and we'll have other apps available as it expands. But right now we're using those 2 apps. We've been about a year getting this thing ready to move out, and it's been active now for about a month, and we're finally making it public for people to go in and put their profiles in. So.
I don't know if you know it or not, but David has been honored in the state, and he leads a lot of seminars in 911, so you've been recognized and appreciated, so we thank you a tremendous amount. Any other questions for David?
Thank you.
Great job. Thank you.